Inishowen holds the distinction of having the largest number of finds of hoards of Viking silver in Donegal. In the 10th century, a fleet of Viking ships sailed up the Loch Foyle, 32 in total, and engaged local chieftains in battle. In another incident, they were attacked by Fergal, a local chief and son of Donegal, who slaughtered the crew and confiscated the ship and its cargo. From the base in Loch Foyle, the Vikings had launched numerous murderous attacks on Armagh and all over the sites. So, that was taken from the historyofdonegal.com. What I can say in layman terms is that Vikings invaded the 10th century, and this is important because after the Vikings had went away, the Irish people used their ships as a blueprint for their fishing ships and transport ships as well. So I'm going to explain a wee bit more about that now. Start again. The Drothine's descent from Viking and later Norse boats is evident. It retains some ancient and unusual features. For example, its keel in 5 pieces is shaft jointed vertically and is not attached vertically directly to the oak frames, which are known as ribs. Its independence from the frames is by means of a strange device known as a sandstroke, a Norse word meaning sand or lower board. It is a very narrow board between the keel and the first wide board, which is known as the garboard, which twists and curves all the way along the keel. This beautifully crafted and nowadays obsolete board is eased of fitting of the garboard and has allowed a broken, worn keel to be removed and replaced easily. Also should be mentioned that one of the boats in the museum is known as the Violet, a small Drontine from Inch Island. This is one of the oldest terrestrial boats in Ireland, first registered as a fishing boat at Derry to James Brown of Grange, Inch Island, Lough Swilly, on the 12th of July 1912, and allocated the number LY905. LY stands for London Derry. However, it was within the Brown family that has always been believed that its building date by the Beatties of Moville was between 1870 and 1880. The Greencastle Maritime Museum is a former Coast Guard station and probable revenue barracks built in circa 1830 and extended to circa 1860. Also, an interesting fact I should mention, operating through both World Wars, the station has witnessed many historic events. On the 3rd of April 1912, records show that the ill-fated Titanic tested its radio equipment with the station. Fishing and seafaring has played an important role in the survival of many families on the Inishowen Peninsula, such as the Greencastle.
Been half written. Richard de Burgh, the Red Earl of Ulster, built it to protect his precarious foothold in Donegal. By 1812, the bogeyman was Napoleon, and this fort, now a hotel, was the logical extension of one of the 6 Martello towers built to resist the invaders who never arrived. There is the architecture of peace, too, these old Coast Guard cottages, for instance, and the rather stark but essentially functional outline of Greencastle's modern pier. It's a well-patronised pier with plenty of water for the 30 and 50-foot boats, which are probably the little town's chief money spinners. Moville Harbour isn't so well off. The contrast between the sleek lines of a modern navy and the crumbling fabric of this wooden jetty hardly needs to be underlined. The jetty, incidentally, together with nearby Carrick-a-Rory Pier and almost everything on the Moville waterfront, is owned by the Derry Harbour Board. The short salmon season in Loch Foyle is the only time when they go into action. Moville fishermen have seen better days, as one of them, Charlie McLaughlin, explained. Mr. McLaughlin, how old are you now?
82 and a half.
And
82 and 6 months.
Of those 82 years and 6 months, how many of them have you spent fishing?
Well, that was roughly 60 years, I would say. I would be at it early, you know. I was at it very young.
When did you start, in fact?
Well, I dare say it would be about 16 or 18.
Now, in the years since you started to fish, have you seen many changes in Moville?
Any changes I seen was hardly noticeable. You know what I mean? The numbers now big in it.
Is there more money now than there used to be?
Oh, there is. There's no doubt about it.
As far as Lough Foyle and its fishermen are concerned, where exactly do you draw the political border?
Well, fortunately, we don't have to draw any political border. From our point of view, Lough Foyle and the fishermen that fish in it are the concern of the Commission, no matter where they come from.
Mr. McLaughlin, where do they draw the border in Lough Foyle?
Well, I couldn't tell you. That's the best way to put it. I think nobody else could tell you.
Perhaps it'll all be fixed up one day, and a way found out of this almost Gilbertian situation. Still, as things stand at the moment, this watery no man's land is, in some ways, every man's land.
We're outside here, the greenhouse or the Greencastle Maritime Museum. We will check it out now and take you along with me. That's it there. It's Maritime Museum and Planetarium. Just want to check this out here. This memorial was unveiled by the President of Ireland, Mary Robinson, on June 6th, 1996. I'm guessing he's all the men who lost their lives at sea. Any plaques here? There are no roses on a sailor's grave, no lilies on the ocean wave. The only tribute is the seagull's sweep, and the teardrops that a loved one weeps. Yeah, there's memorial to sailors, so there's propellers here from boats. Anchor. Very solar, paraphernalia. See? It's a British Mark 17 contact mine. That was always touch it the way I try it. It was decommissioned, but anyway. Naval uniform of the British petty officer. The top ribbon, medal ribbon, is of the Distinguished Service Medal. Decoration of bravery given to non-British non-commissioned officer, which should be noted, a very unusual outstanding decoration to receive. Some we've got both some guns here. Hot gun. The Rothheim's descent from Viking and later Norse boats is evident. It retains some of the ancient and unusual features. For example, its keel in 5 pieces is sharped, jointed, which vertically, and is not attached directly to the oak frame's ribs. Its independence from the frames by its means of a strange device called a landstroke, a Norse word meaning sand or lower. It is very narrow bore between the keel and the first wide board, garboard, which twists and curves all the way along the keel. This beautifully crafted and nowadays obsolete board erased the fitting of the garboard and allowed for broken worn keel to be removed and replaced easily. There's a replica here. Grinding one here. Cable tied in. There are clippers there for the Maritime Festival. That's the flag that we had carried. This is called the Violet from Inch Island. One of the oldest traditional boats in Ireland. First recognised as fishing boat to Derry and James Brown of Grange, Inch Island, Loch Swillyton, on the 12th of July 1920 or 1912, and allocated the number LY905. LY stands for El Derry. However, it's within the Brown family. It has always been believed that its building date and diabetes of Moville was between 1870 and 1880. The sailing rig was given as a 2-masted lugger with a dipping lug forward and a sailing lug aft. Violet was among the very last of the Drontheim yawls fishing on the Swilly up to the 1940s. Irish Fisheries Inquiry of 1836 noted that 190 yawls fishing the Swilly at this time were more than 180 yawls on the Loch Foyle. Now things have changed. It was used to fish lines for whitefish and net herring. James Brown also ran a passenger ferry service, and between Rathmullen and Fannin it was used as a general goods carrier for his family and his home in Inch. The Brown family continued to use the Violet down through the generations till it was finally laid up in the late 1980s and in 1997 donated to the museum. here we are. It is portable that the first place that an Irish bulk yawls were made from here at Greencastle by the MacDonalds, who had come here in 1750. They became known as the Greencastle yawls. The BT Brawlers also worked in Moville. A second bowling centre was established in Portrush with the bowlers Hopkins, Kelly and McCullough. McDonald's alone survived today. Vast numbers of yawls were explored to the west coast of Donegal and to the north-east coast of Antrim and down and even to the Islay in Scotland. So here you are. This is what they would have made the boat with, these tools. Here's some more stuff here. Hydrostatic release unit. It is usually filled over security mechanisms of life rafts, safety devices, EPA or BS. Yep. WHF radio. The Marine WHF radio is a worldwide system of two-way radio transceivers for ships. The International Telecommunication Union was designated for fixed FM channels and a very high frequency FH radio band between 150 and 174 MHz frequencies, megahertz. The radio channels were preset by the manufacturer, so no tuning is required. Translating power is 5 watts and 25 watts. The range of perception depends on the transmission power, setting the height and transmitting and receiving aerials. Range can vary between 60 miles and 2 high aerials and 5 miles and 2 low aerials. And the Sailor RT 144C series of VHF radios came into production from SP Radio AS Denmark in the 1970s. This model had a dual watch, which allowed the user to maintain a listening watch on 2 channels to stress channel 16 and the other working channel. It is transmitted received by voice only. Modern VHF radios are now fully digitized with multifunctional and many safety communication add-ons for a wide variety of functions. It is the best option for communicating distress inshore, not by mobile phone. This looks like. As a transit satellite receiver. These satellites were in low polar orbits and an altitude of about 600 nautical miles. Each satellite was crossed over at the poles and were spread apart by the equator. Each satellite had an orbital period of about 106 minutes, with information from each satellite can only be used with a satellite visible to each receiver. In the early days, a transit satellite receiver might only get a position for every 4 or 5 hours, depending where the ship was. Eventually, 10 satellites were kept in orbit to provide reasonable global coverage. Accuracy was about 100 meters for a slow-moving ship. The transit satellites were available commercial shipping from 1967 to 1991. The transit system was made obsolete by a global position system, GPS, which ceased navigation services in 1996. Decca navigating system. It was a hyperbolic radio navigation system which allowed ships and aircraft to determine their position by using radio signals from a Decca system of static radio transmitters, which were established as chains around the coast. It was a US invention developed by Decca Records in UK during World War II. It was first used by the Royal Navy, clearing minefields prior to D-Day landings. An early version was also used on northwest approaches by naval escort vessels and the 50SG boats. 3 transmitters were also installed in Islay, Mull and Barra. A 4th transmitter was set up in Donegal, County Derry, but was poorly sighted, so the transmitter secretly was still in Malin Head at the GPO radio station. Deccan Navigator Co. Limited was formed in 1945, and the system expanded rapidly for commercial ships used by ships, helicopters and airplanes. Dega chains were established over the world, and the plague will provide private commercial reasons and was never developed as a public service in the USA. It was also useful for fishermen identifying fishing areas to avoid wrecks and rough ground. There's always the bone of contention that you can never buy a Dega navigator and always lease them for the price of a Dega agencies. Dega chains in the UK were closed in 2000 and Ireland kept their transmitters operational for another few months. Japan closed the last Dega transmitters in 2001. Dega system have been overtaken by satellite navigation systems, and this is what it looks like. North British chain additional purple pattern corrections. North British chain additional green pattern connections.
Well, I think it would be quite contradictory to advocate in favour of climate action while the streets of Los Angeles are on fire and then to massively increase roads funding. And James is suggesting that it's a stop-start funding for roads, but actually the National Development Plan does allocate 1.1 billion in all of this, is that we also adequately fund public transport, walking and cycling infrastructure. And eventually there will be a trade-off. If we want to see trams on the streets of Cork, if we want to see suburban
Engineer's uniform. Lighthouse was one of a series of 4 leg lighthouses on the foil and half flashing gaslight, which is not the original lighthouse. The original lighthouse was an 8-leg lighthouse erected in 1832. This looks like here. This is a new one. So this is what it looks like ultimately. Can't believe I've been come up here before. Because this is up my alley, this your way, so it is. See what map of Ireland here. See? So then you have some all the ships here. So there's actually VR here back in that room over there. So there's that. And I've yet to go to the mall here, that's on next on the agenda. There's painting here. We're really out there now. SS the Viceroy, the builder's model of the cargo ship built by Elisa Shipbuilding Company, Crone, in 1929 for J. Hayes and Sons, Glasgow, sunk by a mine on the 12th of the 0447 of Beaumelles near Flushing on passage to Antwerp to Aberdeen. So that's I think that's Belgium to Scotland with fertiliser. So yeah. So this is a weather observing station. It is 22 metres above the mean sea level in Malin Synoptic Weather Station. It is situated in the most northerly point on the south of the island. The northern part, I need to get asleep, I think. It's the most northerly point of the island of Ireland. At the top of Ishinoan Peninsula in County Donegal, the nearest town is Cardona, which is 19 kilometres southeast of the station. Malin Head is reported to be the one-day station in Ireland. So it was constructed in 1955 and it has regular early weather observations commenced by the Irish Meteorological Service personnel. Records only go back to 1885. Personnel employed by Lloyd's Insurance Company who manned and operated the local coastal signal station were the first to prepare to transmit regular weather reports. Coast Guard officers continued this work until the early 20s. From the 1920s to 1955, a local family was contracted to provide climate data and at least one weather report each day. The weather element which distinguishes Malin Head from all our stations throughout the country is one speed. Storm force, 12 winds are recorded at the station during the years. The highest measured gust to date was 98 knots, recorded on the 16th of September 1961, which the remnants of the Hurricane Debbie swept up along the west coast of Ireland, causing widespread damage in this part of the country. The manual weather station at Malin Head was officially closed on the 31st of December 2009, which was replaced by the automatic weather station from the same location the 1st of January 2010. Here we are. Near a Saturn MP Milliphone. This device was a lightweight portable at Inmarsat terminal, providing access to the international dial-up telephone, facsimile and data network, which is equivalent of mobile phone today. Equivalent of mobile phone today. I was currently using ships around the whole world, so that's what it looks like. There's the regions here. So I'm guessing you put this number in front when you telephone somebody. So because we live here, we have telephone 871. Here we have the classic Morse code. Cool. Spark gap transmitter. It's a replica. NKK safety helmet. Nippon Kaiji Goyaka NKK was a Japanese ship classification society, and it was donated by Robert O'Brien, Domerware, ex-chief engineer, P&O steamship. So it's a Japanese Maritime helmet. That helmet looks quite French, so it does. German bayonet. Some ball casings. That is right. World War II French Army helmet. In 1913, prior to World War I, many local men enlisted in the Royal Navy Reserve. Times were hard and money was short, so any retainer, however small, would be welcome. Some of the family names are still common: Greencastle, Ammoville, Kelly, McCormick, Clark, Farron, Dover, Cadna, Keane, and probably others who have no record. So after some time in Portsmouth, they're sent a 6-week course to train soldiers in the Royal Navy Division, and completion drafted onto Belgium. Many, if not all, were captured. Some were inherited, interned in Holland, a neutral country, others as POWs in Germany. So others fought the Battle of Jutland, which unfortunately some men were drowned when the Iron merchant vessel HMS Victor was sunk in the north coast of Ireland. Some of their medals are displayed here in showcases. Cold water corals, orca teeth, Antarctic shellfish, that's class looking, sperm whale teeth, some medals. Favorite Browning machine gun, 50 caliber machine gun, Mashaib gun. That must be spelled right. Come from the Liberator. That's how you spell it, I'm not sure. Oh, that's master's class. Looking, that's the American gas mask. That's what the M9 was inspired by. So it's an American machine gun, this. A Springfield rifle, that's also American. A Thompson. There's some relics here. This is an Irish uniform here. So I'm just in the little room here. A barber's chair here. So the SS Columba, donated by Patrick Harkin, Barber Moville. And then got pictures here on the walls.
After dramatic developments in the police press conference, an MI from arsenic poisoning and the level of arsenic in his body as the 4 victims. As we know, police have arrested a woman, Denise now, a 42-year-old.
That's outside there. Hey, go on here. It's nice up. So I just had British flag here, so it's some breathing apparatus. See here. See if there's information about it. Be a model here as well. Nice painting. There's a wash, a basin for your face, the mirror there. There we go. Look at myself there. And then there's actually a wee library here also. See? This library is for reference. Only books must not be removed from this room, thank you. So we can actually go inside it, but we can't touch the books. So or not there, I'm enjoying myself here. My sleep schedule hasn't been great, so I said I'm going to do some of the day and come up here instead of sleeping all day, so I thought I'd come up here and make some use of my time. Because as I say, tomorrow's not guaranteed. So after this, I'm going to get something to eat, and then I'm going to have 2 Malin Head, and then there's actually like a religious place up there I want to go see for myself. I'm going to research the history before I go to it, and then I want to go visit that Malin Head, and then hopefully Fort Dunree and take it from there. I've got the Deco Bellic stuff going on, or Pine Amy Lines, the tracksuit. I just like the way it looks, that's why I bought it. That's about it. So still I learned Ukrainian at the moment, and that's what I'm doing myself, and that's about it. It's been a while since I did one of these videos, so I'm not much else really to say. And I suppose my family's watching. Hello. Everything's going well, safe and well, so that's about it. So if you're interested in VR, they actually have it up here. They have 2. This is an interactive one. The other one's over in the observatory one, where it's gonna just tell you a story. I give you some facts, that there's some attractive features with it. Whereas this here, you're just looking, that's it. So that tells you about the story about the Armada. And then this here tells you about the ships that go around Malin Head during World War II. And it tells you about the ships that were used, like U-boat destroyers, dazzle camouflage that they would have had, and then each ship has its own unique dazzle camouflage, so the U-boats couldn't gauge how fast the boat was going, as essential as for. Here you go, look at this. Trading ships from the Norwegian ports of Trondheim, Bergen, and Kristiansund had brought timber and ice to Scotland and Ireland since the 18th and 19th centuries. Along with these cargoers, they brought small Norwegian wooden rowing boats and sailing boats, which they sold to local fishermen who later adapted and copied them for themselves. Similar boats have been exported in kit to the Scottish islands, such as Orkney and Shetland, but no regular such kit boats come to exist. These small Norse boats were typical of small initial boats on Norway, but since Viking times, we can see how one kind of could have looked from the photograph on the bottom of the panel of the boat at the shore of Clangford around 1910. And Gokstad ship, Stad means city or town, I'm not sure what Gok means, is a type of crinkler built ship. Crinkler built ship would have been a distant relative of the Trondheim. There are many similarities in building methods. The design of these, of course, is different. This is the most likely the type of Norwegian, the boat from Trondheim, which would have come from Ireland in the 18th and 19th centuries. So I really enjoyed this week, this. And I do struggle with reading as a parent. I'm better speaking than reading. So that's about really. And there's some tools here to use for constructing boat. So you can give a look at it too. Must be hangers for my planes here. But to see. So this is a Valport flow meter. It's designed to measure speed and direction of water of different depths, rivers, estuarine waters, and open canal environments. This is the most maritime thing I've ever seen. Currently we'll go up to a little cafe up here. It's the Yellow Building, I was told. It's a nice colour house there. The other colours. So all the way. That's just the view to see there beside me. Got breakfast there, and so yeah, it's just the see you out there. So we head now the said location, and then hopefully see 2 islands. Got a little boat and reel off. That's the Maritime Museum, in case you're wondering where it is. Sea's powerful today. Half Italian, half Frenchman, and he was just dragging me to where the cave is, or lady is, the statue of her. I don't know the history behind it, but I'm hoping I get some reception to tell you about it. But all that, it sort of like a modern day sage, the way I was dressed. But anyway, that was my dog. Because I was cleaning up, you know, the rock near Bambus Tower, and this dog appeared out of nowhere, and it was very friendly. So obviously the owner's nearby, so we have to run her, and then he knew the way to that place. So with that said, I'm going to go this way. And last time I was here, I didn't get to see the 2 islands, so that's my option. That's my mission today, to see the 2 islands. There are a few branches along the way, in case you need to take a seat and bear the scenery. I've heard this yarn from a friend of mine in Derry who owns a shop. There's this here one from Switzerland, came to Ireland, and the fellow asked why she came here of all places. She says that she wanted to see the sea, because Switzerland, as you know or may not know, it's a landlocked country, meaning it doesn't have access to the sea. It might have waterfalls and lakes and rivers, but it doesn't have access to the sea. So that was one of the things that she wanted to see. So other than that, not much else to report. I made it. So he's made it there. See? It's out there. The rock sides. So that's about it. There's a house way over there. Whoever lives in a house must hate humans. All the way out here. Don't blame them sometimes. But yeah, that's about it. Just go to take a sip of water and enjoy the scenery. Hopefully a coffee van shows up so we can get a cuppa. And yeah, it's just about it. Next one's Moncrana if I can get squeeze in my schedule. So that's about it. Over there. There's a rock here. It's marked by this gate. Onwards and upwards. You've heard it there. Found a bit of a problem here. There's a little water here. So, I'm gonna take off my shoes. So we'll try it now. So with that out of the way, you see it clear. It says I'll turn around for you, see for yourself. Here that is. Up here. I will try up here, and then if it's not here, I'll try back there. And if not, we're going to head to Buncrana.